But I think this game, Jared Goff time. And you got to take care of the football. The secondary, like I said, I think they picked him off at Lambeau Field, if I'm not mistaken.
They did.
So,
Rudy Ford twice.
Yep. So, it's a big opportunity, not for this offense to get right, but for Jared Goff. He's got to play a clean game. I think he will. If there's anything about Jared you should know is on Thursdays, he does typically play his best game, statistically. And he even mentioned that when he was talking to the media. So, listen, I think Jared Goff is due for a bounce-back performance. He's due to get back on track here, play a clean game, take care of the football. I think this offense will be buzzing. But Jared Goff's number one job, Sam, is not to throw for 350 yards, not throw for 4 touchdowns. I'm not looking for all that because I think they can win with him having 200 yards and a passing touchdown. The thing is, just take care of the football. And it's not just Jared. That's for a lot of lines. I mean, Craig Reynolds had a turnover on special teams. We remember against the Seattle Seahawks, you have Dave Montgomery fumbling at a halftime. There's other things. It's not just Jared Goff, but no turnovers. No turnovers. This Packers offense, like I said, scoring 20 points per game, that's the biggest thing, is don't give them a short field. Don't do it. I think the red zone scoring percentage is like 47%. They're not even great in the red zone.
Ooh.
So don't give them a short field. That's what I'm looking for out of Goff. I'm not looking for MVP type of performance. Just take care of the football. It's that simple. And I think the Lions win.
Yeah, and the Lions are obviously 8-2, and their offense for the most part has been one of the top offenses in the NFL throughout the year. But if you want to criticize Jared Goff about one thing this season, it's that he has been more prone to interceptions. He already has more interceptions this year than he did all of last year, which is crazy to think about. This year he has 8. Last year he had 7 as a whole. In the last game he had 3, and then in a couple other games he threw a pick 6 against Seattle and a pick 6 against Vegas. I'm not saying that I don't trust him or anything like that. It's just that the interceptions could end up being a problem as the season goes along, and obviously if they get into the playoffs. So I would expect and hope for a clean game out of Jared Goff. I would actually probably, if I was a betting man, I would bet that he doesn't throw any picks in this game, because that Packers passing defense, although by the numbers it does look good, we all mentioned many reasons why. It's easy to inflate your pass defense numbers when you're playing Brett Rippon, when you're playing Kenny Pickett, when you're playing Desmond Ridder, when you're playing Justin Fields, when like situations like that, obviously.
And
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Add in the fact that there's no Rasul Douglas,
Douglas,
you said earlier, too. He was by far, I would say, probably their best defensive player this year. You could argue Rashawn Gary, but as far as secondary goes, holding it down, like, he was their best player in the secondary.
Absolutely. And Jair Alexander is actually not having a typical Jair Alexander type year. So maybe even the Lions receivers can burn him a couple of times. The one thing, though, that kind of, because I am a Lions fan, but I have certain principles when it comes to NFL football, and a lot of you might not like this, but let me just say this.
Okay.
It does bother me a little bit, that Jared Goff almost single-handedly cost this team the game against the Bears. He made up for it at the end, but now people are talking about how that's just proof of how great he is and how great of a game he played. That doesn't sit very well with me.